Well, hello my darlings, and welcome back to our channel. I am so glad you are here. Today on Danie's Designs Craftmas 2018 day 28, I'm going to show you how to create a festive lighted holiday centerpiece. Please stay tuned. For this project, you will need some Christmas foliage, 3 dry foam bricks. You will also need 4 solar lights, any ribbon color or style of your choosing, any diamond wrap style of your choosing. You will also need 8 5x5 square mirrors and a piece of black felt. Of course, you will need your handy dandy tools. Let's get crafting. So the first thing we're going to have to do for this project is affix all 3 of our styrofoam bricks together. And to do this, we're simply going to go in with a foundation of hot glue on either end of that styrofoam brick. And then we are going to place these 2 bricks together and hold them into place while they set, knowing fully well that styrofoam retains heat, so it may take you a few moments before these 2 pieces are set into place. So now that our styrofoam bricks have been glued together, what we are going to do now is place our mirrors onto our styrofoam bricks. But the problem that I'm having here, as you will see, is that these 4 5-inch mirrors, which is going to give us 20 inches, is not enough to cover 3 of our styrofoam bricks stitched together. So what we're going to have to do is line up our 4 mirrors, and then we are going to remove or cut away the excess foam that is hanging off the end. Now, once I have lined up my 4 mirrors, what I'm going to do is simply take my knife, stand up, so I am making sure I having a good vantage point so that I can see where I am cutting this styrofoam, and I'm simply going to take my knife and I am going to line it up with my mirror and cut off that excess piece of foam that we do not need for our project. Once I have done that, then we are now ready to start to build up our piece. And to do this, what we're going to do with our 4 mirrors, well, the 4 mirrors on one side, and then to repeat the step or the process with 4 mirrors on the other side, is we are going to glue these 4 mirrors down to our styrofoam bricks. So as you can see here, I am taking my hot glue, placing it in a rectangular fashion where I'm going to place that mirror, and I'm simply going to take my mirror and set it into that hot glue, applying some pressure and allowing that hot glue to set for a few moments. I'm going to repeat this process on the other side with my 3 mirrors, and then on the other side with my other 4. So here we have our centerpiece that has been covered on both sides with our 5-inch mirrors, as well as covered on the bottom with our black felt. Now, what we are going to do now after we set this aside is embellish what is going to become the top of our centerpiece. And this you have seen in another project, which is simply just a frame that Dollar Tree usually has on sales, and there is writing on that glass. As a matter of fact, I think we used these just 2 videos ago when we made our display case. So all I'm going to do with this is simply use my hot glue to embellish the sides of this piece with our diamond wrap in an effort to pick up or play upon the shininess or the silver that is in the mirror. I am going to continue this process going all the way around the 4 sides, smoothing it out with my silicone fingers, which is going to make sure that that glue is not going to lift up too much. Then what I'm going to do, I am going to take a few smaller pieces of that same diamond wrap and I am going to etch the top of this. So once again, we're going to have a nice complete look throughout our entire piece. So just going in again with a foundation of our hot glue and simply sitting that diamond wrap in that hot glue, allowing it to set for a few moments, and then completing that process all the way around the 4 sides. So here we have our 2 top pieces that we have embellished with our diamond wrap, which is going to pick up on the reflective parts of our mirror. Now what we're going to do is take our solar lights and we are going to embed them into our styrofoam. Now to do this, I'm simply going to push them in to find my initial placement, and why this is important is because on top of those 2 solar lights that we're placing there, we are going to take the tops that we just embellished and we are going to sit that top atop those 2 solar lights. So what you are trying to do in essence is you are making sure that once you set your 2 solar lights together or in place, they're set to the point where that top can still fit over those 2 lights. Once you have found your placement, you are going to take your hot glue, you are going to place the hot glue in the etching that you just made and go ahead and stick that solar light back into that styrofoam with the hot glue, which is going to give you the security you need for that stake not to come out of place. Once you have done that, you are then ready to go ahead and set the top piece on top of your 2 stakes. Now we are going to glue those, place a few glue dots in an effort to keep that cover sitting on those 2 lights. But before we do, let's go ahead and place these 2 other lights into place as well. So just following the same process. Of course, I pre-measured these second ones off camera, making sure I have the correct placement, making sure that my top is going to fit over both of those lights, and then once I am sure that they will, pulling those stakes back out, placing some hot glue into those places, and then placing my stake back in. Again, this will ensure that those lights will be secure in that space. Now, once you have taken or placed rather, and I'm so sorry that this is out of frame, I thought that you could see it. What I'm doing here is just taking a few bullets of hot glue and placing them around the perimeter of the solar panel so as not to block that solar panel with anything. This will make sure that your lights will be able to charge during the day, and at night they will light up. Repeating that process for the other 2 lights and then setting the top back into place. So here we have our piece almost put together, and now what we have to do is create our floral arrangement. Now as you can see, I went ahead and I cut those stems for my poinsettias very long because if you remember, that styrofoam is not as tall as those mirrors, and so we need to fill in that space. Of course, there's another way if you you wanted to ameliorate this by doubling up on your foam, you are more than welcome to do so. But just as we have created it here, just making sure that you're cutting your stems lengthy so that they will be able to stand up in that styrofoam, but also stand up over our mirrors as well. So what I am going to do is to continue to create my floral arrangement. And if you remember, we do not have any glass sitting on the sides of this centerpiece. So in addition to placing your flowers in the middle of your centerpiece, you are also going to have to place some flowers on the side to obscure any foam that may be showing there. So I'm going to continue this process off camera, and then when I come back, I'm going to show you how we are going to obscure those bullet glue dots that we placed down to attach the top of our centerpiece. So here we have our piece that is almost completed, and this looks so festive. I'm so excited. And as you can see, we're finished with our floral arrangements. I went ahead and I placed my flowers on the sides, and I topped it off with some ribbon strands, and then I took some evergreen garlands and I wrapped them around our post. Now, as you can see, those bullets that we made earlier so that the tops of our centerpiece could sit atop those solar lights, I am simply going to take some of my flower embellishment and I am going to place again another bullet of hot glue over the bullet that is under the glass, and I'm simply going to place my flower embellishment over it. As you can see, I am not trying to obscure the glass panel in any way so that these lights will be able to charge throughout the day and then light at night. Well, here you have it, my darlings, our mirrored Christmas solar lighted centerpiece. Isn't this absolutely festive? I think I would have to say my favorite part of this project would have to be those ribbon tails that we ended to cap off the festivity of this piece. Additionally, I am also in love with the evergreen garland that we have going up the length of the post of those solar lights. I think that it just adds to the holiday season, the holiday spirit that is in the air, with the reds and the greens and the golds and the silvers that we have placed all in this one centerpiece. And here, as you can see, our solar panels are not encumbered in any way, and so our piece will be able to charge during the day and will of course light at night. And so, my darlings, if you have found any value in this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, as well as leave me a comment in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. Tell me, how would you incorporate this into your holiday decor this season? I would love to hear from you. To my Danie's darlings, I just would like to tell you thank you for all of the love, the comments, the questions, the feedback, but most importantly, my darlings, and throughout 2018, for all of your encouragement. Please know that none of it is wasted, and I appreciate each and every one of you. For those of you, however, who may not yet be a Danie's darling, how about you consider joining our ever-growing community of DIYers as we learn from and craft with each other on a weekly basis. Join us for the new year 2019. We would love to have you. And of course, if you do subscribe today, also be sure to ring the notification bell so that you will be made aware anytime any of our videos have been published, as well as whenever we go live as a community. And so, my darlings, before I sign off of Danie's Designs Craftmas 2018 Day 28, I'm going to leave you with a motto to our channel, which is simply this. Say it with me. Why buy when you can DIY? And so, my darlings, until next time when I join you for Danie's Designs Craftmas 2018 Day 29, I say to you, please, please, please take care of yourselves for me. Know that I love you all. Bye now.